All right, guys, so one of the questions I get asked often is how much freedom do my board and trains get? Okay, well, that all depends what you consider freedom. This is Rita's, I don't know, she's here 2.5 weeks, going on 3 weeks. This is the very first time she's been let loose in the yard with one of my dogs. That's Buddy. Very first time, okay? I allow that when I think the dog can handle it, okay? When they can handle the freedom and they enjoy the play, okay? And she's there now. And so I could not even allow Rita off leash in the fenced-in area until day 12, I believe. Because before that, if she was back here without a leash on and I tried to call her to me to go inside, she would just blow me off. There was no way she was going to listen to my commands. Then I'd have to go get her and put the leash on and bring her in. And that really sets the training back. That does not help anything, you know, and you don't want that. So that tells me she just couldn't handle being off leash, even in a safe fenced-in area, okay? And so for the first 10 or 11 days, there was a ton of work done, and you see she's more interested in my neighbors leaving right now than playing. So for the first 10 or 11 days, there was a tremendous amount of work done on leash, with food and without food, okay? All the basics: come, sit, down, place, walk nicely on a loose leash, learning how not to run through doorways, respecting the space at doorways, waiting to go through the door with me. Then when we get to the grass where she's allowed to go be a dog and go to the bathroom and I can't keep up with them, play and poop, learning how to wait for the release command. All those things are really important, okay? And so hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of repetitions on leash. The e-collar, and I'm going to address that because it's always asked, was not introduced until day 10 or 11, after she was rock solid on leash with all the basics, okay? And she actually cared about me. It took me about 2.5 weeks almost until she even gave a crap of my existence, you know? And then you started seeing the change. And normally with the board and trains, there's a huge change between week 2 and 3. Huge change. That third week is really, really beneficial. And I'll keep her another couple of weeks, you know? And so again, the e-collar was not introduced until day 10 or 11, all right? Maybe even 12, I don't remember. And so then we just introduce it with all the things she already knows. So we are not using the e-collar to teach any obedience. We're actually using the obedience that she knows very well to teach the meaning of the e-collar. The obedience she knows well is going to teach her what the e-collar means. So I do it opposite of what a lot of people do, all right? Her whole time here, she will not receive any corrections with the e-collar. Let me repeat that. The whole time here, she will not receive corrections with the e-collar. The e-collar will not be turned up to higher levels to force compliance of the things she knows. We won't have to, because she will understand it inside and out. It's not my job to force the behavior. It's my job to teach a language that can be passed on to her owners, and her owners will be able to speak that language with her, okay? So for example, if she's off leash and she has her e-collar on back here, and I'm utilizing the e-collar as negative reinforcement, not punishment, negative reinforcement to call her to me, and she does not respond, I'm not going up higher on levels on the e-collar. What that means to me is she's not ready to be off leash. She has to be back on the leash, and the leash serves as a translator for the commands and the e-collar. I hope that makes sense to people, okay? But let me repeat that. The e-collar will never be turned up while she's here. It won't have to be, because she'll be fluent in the language, all right? Now, in the past few days, since we've been doing a lot more off-leash work in a safe fenced-in area, she's done phenomenal. Like really absolutely fantastic. And she has not blown me off, not one time, whether the e-collar's on or not. She's really coming around. But it took a while to get through to her. It really did. It really did. She was a tough cookie to break into, but trained beautifully on leash. Really did. Really fun to work with. But the second that leash came off, I was non-existent, okay? And she took to the e-collar training very, very well. So as high drive as she is, you know, she works on a level 3 or 4 on a MIDI educator. Super low levels. I will not have to dial that up. So for all the people out there who say stupid things like, I don't need an e-collar to teach that stuff. Well, guess what? Neither do we. We don't teach anything with it. This dog is a bird dog. She's a hunting dog. She is built for speed and she has the need to run. Keeping this dog on leash the rest of her life is absolute abuse as far as I'm concerned. This dog needs to run. She loves to run. Okay, without proper e-collar training, you take a big risk with this dog. Just like with a lot of hunting breeds. Can it be done? Yeah, absolutely. Sure. It's going to take a lot more time, a lot more work, and for the average dog owner, that makes it extremely difficult. Most people don't have that kind of time. And even then, not having some kind of safety device, a seatbelt, so to speak, on your dog out in the real world, running through the woods, running in the field, it's just not very responsible. It just isn't. Okay, so I hope that answers some of the questions that you folks have as far as how much freedom. That freedom is earned. Everything here is earned. Everything comes through me. She has to really think that I'm the greatest thing since sliced bread, and I have meaning to her. All right? So that's Margarita when we say it fast, and Buddy, their first encounter, and they're going to be great friends now. Okay? And on a little side note, if I were not to allow her more pleasure than just the work that me and her do, and we do play too. We do play a little tug. We play with a ball, you know. A dog should enjoy this process. She'll never be not enjoying herself when we're here through the work or when she's just being with us. This is an enjoyable process for dogs when they come here, and that's why you never see them stressed out. None of them. Not a single dog. You know, the dogs that struggle the most when they leave their owners may be under a little stress for the first 30 minutes at most, for the most part. But just about all of them, they come around really, really quick, guys, because I take away the things that hurt them at home, and I give them the things that make them feel comfortable as a dog, the things that dogs need. And that's everything. And we have to do that. We have to put the dog first. Give them what they need, not what we want to give them that make us feel good as the human. All right? Hope everyone has a great day. And I'm going to watch these two knuckleheads enjoy each other for a little while. Burn off some calories. Go get her, buddy. You can catch her. Go get her. This dog's being dogs. Greatest animal on earth, people. Don't ever trust a person that doesn't like a dog. Peace.